Welcome to the small town of Hollyville. My name is Lainey, and I'm here to show you the ropes. Looking around is pretty easy. You can use the right mouse or the keyboard's cursor, or W, A, S, and D keys. You can also zoom in and out using the mouse wheel or the R and F keys. In front of you, there is a small grid upon which you can place buildings. Those buildings are determined by a series of cards. Let's draw some now and get started. That will do nicely. At the top here is the next card in your build list. It's a school, pretty useful. On the card is a small 3x3 grid with a building icon in the middle. This displays the building's effect on its adjacent tiles. Blue squares represent +1 point, so the school will give +1 points to the tiles immediately adjacent to it. With a card selected, you can now place it. Notice how the blue highlights represent the area effect as displayed on the card. Let's put the school here. You'll notice there are now some plus score markers on the empty tiles that were affected by the school. If we place point-collecting buildings on those positive scoring tiles, we'll get points. It just so happens the next card in your build list is a houses card. By far the most common point-collecting building. Notice how it tells you on the card if the building collects points or not. So let's get some points. Great! We now have 1 point due to the combination of the school's area effect and the house. We have a target to reach for each column. Currently, that target is 2. You can see your current target right here in the top right. In order to fulfill that target for each column, we need to use a combination of buildings that affect their surroundings and point-collecting buildings. Next up, we have a car wash. This card also has some red squares, which means it will have a negative effect on those tiles. But crucially, it has positive effects in the places we need right now to bring our house up to 2. Select and place the car wash so that our house is given another point. We now have 2 points in the first column thanks to our house, school, and car wash. Also notice how the red negative area effect from the car wash canceled out one of the points from the school. Now the first column is complete. Look what happens. See that? The column has been cleared. That means you bank the points from that column, which are then multiplied and added to your total score. It also means you get a new empty column to build in here on the right. The immediate aim of the game is always to clear the first column, but you'll have to plan ahead with your building placements in order to do that for future columns. Those are the basics, but let me show you what happens if you forget to place a point-collecting building in a column. Fill this column with the following non-point collecting buildings. If any building area effects spill off the side of the grid, they will have no effect. You can use this to your advantage sometimes. Now we have no point collecting buildings in this column. This will likely happen to you sometimes, but just to be clear, it's something you want to try and avoid. And not just because we have a brewery and factory next to a school. With no means of collecting points, this column cannot reach its target. Therefore, it's just going to sit there while we fill up the rest of the empty land. We need to force clear it. Once the first column is filled, you'll notice this little button flashing at you. All we have to do is click it to force clear. Great! However, force clearing isn't free, it costs you 1 life. You can see how many lives you have left here. Make sure you use your lives sparingly. Once you run out, you'll fail the level. Now see if you can complete past this column here using the next batch of buildings. Looks like you're ready for the next challenge. Since you did such a good job at Hollyville, well, apart from the whole school, factory, brewery debacle, which was kind of my fault, I've hired you to develop in the county of Luther Fields. You know what to do, just a few small differences this time. You now have 2 times as many build slots. You can now choose your next building from either of the cards in the white bracket area. Oh, the excitement! Us government employees need to appreciate the little things. I've also thrown some new buildings into the mix. This is a green. Yes, the card is yellow, get used to it. It's one of my favorite entry-level cards. It lets you choose a tile around it to give +1 to. Super useful! All you have to do with the green is place it where you want as normal. Some blue icons will then appear to show you where you can apply the card's buff. Just select where you want to apply the buff. If you decide to cancel the placement after you have clicked, if you ever get confused about what a card does, you can right-click. You need to develop the land without running out of lives. One more thing. The column target is now set at 3. Nothing you can't handle, right? I'm going back to City Hall. I've got so much paperwork to do with the coming election. Catch you later. Excellent! Did you hear the news? Caribou City has a new mayor, some guy called Selfridge. Can't wait to meet him. But welcome to Grapefruit District. As you can see, there's not much going on here. So it's a perfect site for redevelopment. You've been doing really well, so I think I'm going to give you a bit more control today. Up until now, you've been using a preset selection of cards. I'm going to change that by teaching you the basics of deck building. You always start the game with 12 cards. These are basic entry-level cards, and most of the ones you've been using so far fall into this category. You can tell a card's level by the colored triangle in the top right. This gray-pink color represents a basic level card. Remember, you can always right-click on a card at any time to find more details about it, including its level. There are some other numbers here too. Let's start with the one in orange. This number is the card's expenditure cost. When you play this card, the number here gets added to this bar in the top right. When this bar fills up due to accumulating expenditure from your buildings, your column target will increase by 1. So that makes everything harder, since then you need to reach that higher target for your future columns. In other words, high expenditure costs are something you want to avoid, as it will make your column target increase faster. But seeing as almost every building has an associated expenditure cost, it's inevitable your target will increase eventually. This other number in yellow here is a bit more positive. This is the card's economy point contribution. In a similar fashion, this number gets added to the yellow bar in the top right. I'll show you what happens when the economy bar fills. Let's place some buildings that are good for our economy. Purchase. You get one every time the yellow bar fills to its maximum. We can spin this on a new card to add to our deck. Look, a new button. This button opens the card shop, and that's exactly what it sounds like. You'll get a choice of 4 random cards to add to your deck. Good choice. That should keep you going for a little while. Another area complete. Good morning! Welcome to Randolph, aka Suburbia. I grew up here, so don't screw up. I've got a new card to show you, but to demonstrate, I need you to build a city block. You may have noticed already that if you place buildings of the same color next to each other, they group together. This forms a city block. You can differentiate between blocks by looking at the road layout. Roads will encircle blocks. We've got a few houses here. They're all of the residential class, green, so we can use them to form a block. By default, the maximum block size is 4 buildings, but you may come across cards that increase this. Place the 3 houses in a row here. This next card is special because it can give 1 point to each building on the block. Like the green, however, you can only choose blocks adjacent to it. So select the community hall and place it on a tile next to the residential block. Magic! Buildings that affect entire blocks can be really powerful. There's something else I need to make you aware of. Up until now, you've only used cards that are repeatedly cycled in your deck. Some cards, however, are one use only. These cards are usually either more powerful or cost less expenditure to make up for it. You can tell if a card is cycled in your deck repeatedly or a one-shot card by the icon in the top left. Look for the circling arrows behind the class icon. As you can see here, the Houses card is cycled in your deck. That means when you've played all the cards in your deck, it will remain along with any other cycling cards. The Duplex, on the other hand, is a one-shot card. Once you've played it, the card will be removed from your deck. To make up for the fact it's one use only, the Duplex has a nice bonus effect of giving itself 2 points. You have a Duplex available now, so you could put it on one of these tiles. The Duplex gives +2 points to itself due to its special ability as listed on the card. But placing it here will also make it join your existing residential block, which means it will also get an additional point thanks to your community hall. Or you can place it further out to help you clear a future column. It's your call. work! You didn't ruin it! That's the Caribou City way. Aim low and be pleasantly surprised. Hello, and welcome to the beautiful Cider Rapids. This is a famous national park and greenbelt area. What is this?
Hello there. I'm Rick Selfridge, recently elected mayor of Caribou City. Welcome to Selfie Park. Do you like the roller coaster? I designed it myself. Just between you and me, it failed its safety inspection this morning, so I would stay clear of it for now. Unless you're feeling adventurous, in which case, Godspeed to you.
What the
You must be Lainey Thompson.
Where did you find the room in the budget for this? I assume you have corporate sponsorships?
Lainey, I don't want the city to worry about silly commercial sponsorships, so that's why we don't have any. Look at the city's budget sheet. The numbers are all in the black.
Those are clearly minus figures.
Oh. My printer is out of color ink again? You wouldn't think that printing out 100 colored birthday hats would take that much ink, would you? Marie! Marie! We're out of color ink!
Who's Marie? We're the only ones here. Where are you going? We're not done here. Hey! He's gone. I know this isn't your fault, but can you do some damage control for me? The mayor clearly doesn't know what he's doing.
I see you've discovered Asthma Town.
That's...
A housing estate surrounding a chemical plant, I know. I thought the plant might be a really cool building to do paintball in. But then they told me we couldn't do paintball in it because of the dangerous chemicals. Makes sense, really. Oh, how we laughed. that over there? That's my new convict education program. It's a school surrounded by prisons, so the convicts can learn about stuff, and the kids can get life experience from the convicts. Everyone's a winner.
Another chemical plant at the back there, too?
Oh yeah, just one for good measure.
Everyone's a winner.
Welcome to Water Treatment World.
Enough! Mr. Mayor, I'm begging you to stop this. You're ruining our city. Psst, over here. I've developed a system to stop the mayor from ruining any more of the city. Buying cards through the shop will now also increase your technology level and unlock better cards. But that's not all. You can now spend purchase points on special skills as well as random cards. When you open the card shop, there will be a new skill tree tab. Like with the cards in the card shop, more powerful skills will become available once you advance your technology. But unlike purchasing from the card shop, your purchasing skills will not advance your technology. So it's best to spend your purchase points on a mixture of powerful special skills and random cards from the card shop to help level up your tech. You're going to love it.
I'm going to love what?
Nothing? 5 to 5, but that when you like, but so you're nothing. Fine, but that's not all.
Does this mean I can't have nice things?
What?
Hello, Rick, you little dunce puppet. You're Oswald Selfridge's kid, aren't you? He always did have more money than sense, and looks like you have neither. Who's in charge around here?
I am.
No, I mean, really.
Laney, I guess.
Good morning, ma'am.
I'm Miranda Lynch. I represent Patriot Burger Incorporated, and I'm gonna cut to the chase. We can solve all your budget problems. We'd cover the city's debt in exchange for a few small demands. One, we change the name of Caribou City to Patriot Burger City. Two, we get rid of all public land and replace it with Patriot Burger fast food restaurants.
Let me think about this. No.
Too bad. I was just trying to give you the opportunity to get off this sinking ship. I've already started buying up land. Word is getting out about how terrible the mayor is. Landowners can't wait to sell. Maybe I'll find a job for you and Mayor Selfridge in one of my burger kitchens. Or would you prefer the abattoir?
I'd prefer the kitchen, please.
You'll have to go through us first.
Everybody has their price, Thompson.
We don't have any government employees left to bribe. They all quit. So joke's on you.
Listen, numbskull, I've put in a claim for this here Greenfield site. If the government can't get their act together and develop on it, the land becomes property of Patriot Burger.
Yikes! We'd better get building.
Not if I build on it first.
Hide!
What?
Hello, Rick. You too. We get rid.
Hey, this is our land.
Nuh-uh. Damn it! Next time I won't tell you my plan when there's still time to stop it. Oh, what were you thinking, Miranda?
Tough times are coming, and I need to mentor you in the ways of competitive city planning. I've been teaching the mayor all morning. He's not screwing things up as much.
Now I see why Asthmatown was a bad idea.
Playing versus mode is similar to solo mode in many ways. You still build a deck, you still buy cards and skills, but you are competing against your opponent for control over each column. To help do this, you are given a stretch of land that only you can build on. You are the turquoise team. This is your land. Only you can build here. Your opponent is in purple, and only they can build here. The middle section is non-reserved land. Anybody can build here. In addition, the land in the first column is always classed as non-owned. Anybody can build in the first column. In versus mode, there are two ways to advance the column. The column is cleared if either you or your opponent reach your column target, like in solo mode. It will also be cleared automatically if there is no more space to build in the column, regardless of either player reaching their column target. In versus mode, it's all about winning columns. To win a column, you must reach your column target. When you are winning a column, you'll see a star icon over it. When it's cleared, you'll get all of the points in that column, including your opponent's. If both teams have reached their column target, the column winner is the team with the most points in that column. So basically, try to outscore your opponent in each column. Sometimes you'll have to pick your battles. One last thing. In versus mode, the game is played in turns. You'll each get 3 cards to play, or placements. Then it's the next player's turn. I think that covers everything. I'm going to set up a friendly game against the mayor to ease you in. He's better than he looks.
Hey, can we stop insulting my looks? My intelligence, fair game, but leave my looks out of this. my fault that happened. I'm glad you're on my team. You are on my team, aren't you?
Miranda and Patriot Burger will have their work cut out. Although we still need new government staff to help us.